This just happened 3 hours ago. Posted 3 hours ago. This was posted this morning, and it is so fucking... This is by apparently serious journalists who wrote for... who's written for like NPR and I don't know. But this is like, it's on the official podcast for Slate.
Slate.
Is Slate a serious publication?
I mean, yeah.
They try.
Yeah, I mean, it's a periodical. I think it was a magazine originally. Now I think they're mostly digital. And yeah, they do investigative reports, culture stuff. It's kind of all over the place.
So the two authors of this podcast.
This one is just sort of a podcast, I would call.
It's their official podcast, though.
Right. There is an article that kind of goes along with this.
So the official, the author of this, Catherine. Oh, she spells her name kind of crazy. Catherine Fiona.
Not that crazy.
They interviewed Fauxmoi's head moderator, and they did not, by the way, reach out to me for comment, while completely misrepresenting what's happening and doing fucking snark propaganda in mainstream outlets. I'm losing my mind. The world is actually I'm losing my fucking mind. Here's the excerpt she posted on her stories. Now, our Fauxmoi head moderator is battling potential legal threats. What do you mean a potential legal threat? How do you battle a potential legal threat? Potential? Is it a threat or is it not? That's your fucking job, dummy. Do your job. You're a journalist. You'll see this is the thing, like, and attempting to secure the safety of the Fauxmoi subreddit in between going to classes. Ooh, maybe fucking focus on your classes. What do you mean? I'm supposed to feel bad because you spend your time moderating a fucking subreddit for free? Like, get a life. When we got on the phone, they told me that they had only 5 hours of sleep in the past 2 days. That's pretty normal for a college student, to be fair.
Yeah.
5 hours, honestly, is like pretty good when you're in college.
When you're slamming. Yeah.
She only got 5 hours of sleep? Oh my God. Ethan, so cruel. Shut up. Our conversation, which held over the phone and via Reddit chat, and I have condensed for clarity, explores the subreddit's response to these allegations, the unpaid labor of being a Reddit mod, and where Fauxmoi goes from here. So once again, imagine going to like, I'm going to say it because it's true. Imagine just going and getting the side of, let's see here, just getting Alex Jones' side. I talked to Alex Jones about the lawsuit, and he says it's a bunch of malarkey.
Well, and what's...
No going to comment for the lawyers of the families. I mean, this is standard thing. If you're a journalist, you need to at least pretend to care about both sides. At least pretend.
Yeah, well, so the big issue here is that though you did have a public spat with Fauxmoi the other week, I listened to the podcast, and it seems pretty clear to me that the author of this, either intentionally or unintentionally, I'm really not sure, has conflated the sort of vague legal threats that you have alluded to regarding the H3 Snark subreddit with what you said about the Fauxmoi subreddit. They're talking about it as if all of those things that you said about the Snark subreddit is in... They even say Ethan claims that he has received a mountain of evidence about defamation on the Fauxmoi subreddit.
That's just an outright lie.
Or it's just incorrect. That's
for a journalist to be that fucking careless with the reporting is actually pathetic.
I agree. They could have easily cleared that up by speaking with you or
doing a fucking
here.
crumb of research. Like, just try watching the segment, maybe even instead of like getting. It must be that they got their info from being on Fauxmoi and other Snark subreddits.
That does.
How else do you end up like so misinformed? Yeah.
Yeah. So that obviously should be corrected in the article, and I don't know if they can edit the podcast or whatever. But the entire segment is kind of predicated on misunderstanding the situation.
There absolutely needs to be an update and an apology, I think, and a retraction, honestly, because this is just pathetic. Here, I'm going to read what the user said, and then we'll listen to an excerpt. This publication literally just wrote a puff piece about Hassan that Ethan took down. What does that mean?
just talked about.
Down? I don't know.
That took Ethan down. And here they are with another piece, the Candace Lim and Kate Lindsay, those are the authors, discussing Ethan's pushback against Snark subs. How is it that me fighting against Snark subs and I'm the bad guy to the leftists? Like, that's just mind-blowing to me. They mentioned the usual crashing out, broke up over minor disagreements about leftovers, not one mention of anti-Semitism. It's the BS that you hear from an average Hassan fan. They gloss over the real complaint of Ethan, the anti-Semitism, the minimizing of Hila's struggles as an artist. I mean, the minimizing of this, just treating Israelis in general like fucking inhuman. They gloss over the real complaint of Ethan, the anti-Semitism. I read that part. And then they present both sides' arguments saying each fan base is just passionate. One fan base is being viciously attacked while one fan base are supporting terrorist propaganda. How is that equal? A bonus, they also openly declare that they're Trisha fans.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Who, by the way, literally, I guess she fucking threatened to kill herself to get her Snark subreddit down. Is that what I need to do? And then everyone's going to fucking... Dude, when that happened, everyone was like, go, you go, girl. All these same fucking people. It's so pathetic.
Yeah, I mean...
Holy shit.
There's a lot of conflating going on here because, like, the Fauxmoi thing really, as far as I'm aware, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan, like,
and during
this is
that
not directly connected to the people running the H3 Snark subreddit. There's obviously a lot of crossover with the user base, but as far as the people facilitating and running it and, you know, without getting into too many details, maybe intentionally fabricating things openly, that's the Snark. That's also, not Fauxmoi.
They don't even know what the lawsuit is about. Like, I've threatened to sue include the moderators in a lawsuit in which they've like defamed openly. Dude, did you not hear? I said that one of the mods fucking fabricated a post. How is that not? You got to mention the moderator, and all the mods knew that one of them fabricated a post. Right. That I deleted fucking posts on Ramadan to make me look as Islamophobic. Right. How the fuck do you ignore that shit? That's defamation. And if I'm suing them for something like that, that's a big fucking difference. Then like, ooh, they're being meanie heads on subreddits.
Well, I can't. They don't even have the right target of the lawsuit. They're fully everything that you're saying. They took as being directed at the people running this.
It's wrong subreddit in many degrees. Yeah. The one comment on here is
people said, aren't the mods the same? They're not. No.
There's a lot of crossover mods. That's a different story. I don't know. There's a ton of Hassan Piker mods that cross over with Fauxmoi.
Right. That is,
which is an extremely disturbing development on its own. The one comment on here is some of the things Ethan and Ela say about Jews is pretty wild. Which was one of the craziest narratives that no, Ethan and Ela are actually the anti-Semitic ones, which is fucking mad. But here is the official podcast of Slate talking about my attack on Fauxmoi.
He also started issuing some vague threats to a bunch of subreddits because there's also an H3 Snark page. But this also includes Fauxmoi. He's saying he's being mass gaslighted, that he says he's never seen anyone in the history of the internet be harassed like this, which is like talk to any female creator ever.
Yeah.
Listen. Listen, I'm sure female creators go through hard things. You didn't even fucking watch the video. You didn't even do the basic research to even verify if that's true or not. Like, what is wrong with you? These people are such scumbags.
He says Russian propagandists would blush at the hate campaign going against us.
That's a fucking joke, you dumbass.
But then this is where we kind of get to the threats. He's like, a lot of these people think that they're safe, but they will soon find out that they are not safe. And he is preparing stuff and working behind the scenes. And then he goes on to quote Donald Trump, which he
oh my God, they actually did that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all that.
No, this is fucking soulless. This is pathetic, soulless fucking crap. She's doing the Donald Trump thing. You guys are going to lose your mind.
Kind of does it jokingly, but it's also like interesting. He goes, stand back and stand by, which is something Trump said about white.
You cannot fucking be serious right now. How pathetic. These are journalists?
Yeah.
Dude, this is pathetic, man. And by the way, they're part of the harassment campaign that I can't believe is so big. They're misrepresenting everything I said. They're mischaracterizing, like taking things out of context, fucking attributing obvious jokes to me being like loving Donald Trump. Like, you guys are part of that harassment campaign, you scumbags. Fuck Slate. And these dumbasses. Fuck them both.
Premises. He says, stand back and stand by because there's something in the works that I just can't wait for.
God, it's so pathetic to actually use that.
And again,
This is on the level.
To be clear, the fact that they're taking the joke literally aside, what you are referring to there is in reference to the Snark subreddit, not Fauxmoi.
Yeah, which is, and by the stand back, stand by, I always joke about that. And that's on par with like Xander's being like, look, he did a Nazi salute. There's no excuse for that. No context can explain that. It's like, you dumb fuck. You're a journalist and your worldview on language and communication is that. And by the way, if someone they like did that, they would give them all the grace in the world.
He also said, we'll get him, guys. We'll get him. You know me. I'll ruin my fucking life in the pursuit of getting these people. I can't wait. I can't wait to show you guys what we're
Someone's trying to add her
on
name to that
paper,
list.
on paper, that sounds pretty unhinged.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I am crazy. And by the way, she's trying to add her name to that list, it sounds like.
Well,
I don't actually have a list. There's no list.
there's no physical list.
No.
Yeah, that's good. That'd probably be too.
There's no list. But I am someone that defends myself strongly and completely. You know what I mean?
I think it there, like I said, there's some fundamental wires crossed in the way that they're presenting this that with a single email to you or anybody here on the team could have at least,
I appreciate you're trying to be
you.
fair, but this is bad faith. To actually pull the Trump thing, like these people are malicious. This
That
gets
on
no
top
credit
of the
from
fact that they seemingly made no attempt to reach out, it's hard to disagree.
or even watch the fucking segment.
Right, that probably would have helped too.
working on.
First off, you know Ethan is a YouTuber because that's a type of language that like influencers use when they can't tell you they're about to drop a makeup palette, and then they're like, I can't talk about it.
They're like, oh my God, I'm sorry to be like this, but I just can't tell you.
Can't show you guys.
Yeah.
And then it's literally like one eyeshadow, and you're kind of like, what?
This ain't one eyeshadow, girl. Just stand back and stand by.
No, don't say it again.
I'm telling them to stand back and stand by. You guys are my proud boys.
Stop.
You're my proud girls. Stand back and stand by, you fuckers.
Oh my God.
That's right. Funny man, do joke. I'm going to do the socialist thing. Comedy is when no jokes.
Ooh.
Or comedy is when, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just failed at my own profession.
You can't win them all, right?
No. I'll try, though. Doesn't mean you can't try.
We said I'd never heard of Slate. Are they a big publication? I would say medium size.
I've seen them around.
Yeah, no, I've read articles from Slate many times over the years, and I feel like I've seen good reporting from them in the past. But it's a big organization. I was trying to do some research into who owned them, and at some point it was kind of under the Washington Post umbrella, but I don't think it is anymore.
Well, that's pretty big time. Kate Lindsay and Candace Lim, who proudly put their name on this in the beginning, break down YouTuber Ethan Klein's attack on Fauxmoi and why public figures are starting to fire back at Snark pages. Okay, sounds almost sympathetic. Ethan Klein's wife became a topic of discussion, a popular subreddit, after she posted an Instagram story that claimed a potential collaboration fell apart due to anti-Semitism. Posts of problematic behavior, language from the Klein exhibit on camera soon flooded. Oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. Let's just listen to what they have to say.
Well, thank you so much. Second, I mean, see.
Why does it just say come?
I come.
Why does it just say I come?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Read what's on the screen.
Oh.
Their podcast just says I come.
Well, it's a Y. It's cut off though.
Oh, I come-y. That's better.
No, no, not the
It
end.
is an oversight.
The U is a Y. What you are seeing as a
Okay,
U
fine,
is a Y.
but why did they put it like this?
It's
They're
totally-
fucking stupid.
it's
Imagine
totally a
being
pretty
that dumb
funny
and bad at
oversight.
your job.
It
that
does-
the one image that plays the whole podcast says I come.
That is kind of funny. I doubt they had anything to do with the graphic design of
Don't doubt it.
their logo.
Yeah,
though.
they sound dumb enough to do something like this.
Listen, I listened to the whole segment. I agree.
Did it make you
it's
come?
probably no, definitely not. I agree that it was very irresponsible the way that they reported on this because there's sort of a fundamental misunderstanding at the heart of this. They were like you said when you were reading the description of the piece, I mean, they were presenting sort of your arguments.
Let me see how they did it. I want to hear it.
Well, back it up about 2 or 3 minutes, I guess.
Gearing up to come after them with
This sounds good
lawyers,
to hear.
maybe for defamation, and most recently, Fauxmoi was hit with a harassment warning from Reddit. That seems to be what he's going for.
That was crazy because the narrative being pushed is that Fauxmoi is and has been orchestrating some kind of elaborate and coordinated takedown of
Are they going to mention the fact that 5 moderators on Fauxmoi are also moderating Hassan Piker's subreddit?
That's not true. It was 2, and currently it's only 1.
What was the 5? Wasn't there? Oh, there was 5 moderators on the list they presented that were Hassan.
Totally separate thing. Well,
Okay,
not
2.
totally separate, but yeah. There was one that was there for a few months. They were removed, and then there was another one that was added a couple weeks ago.
Removed so that they could replace it with an alt that nobody knows is theirs.
Potentially. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know what their rationale was for it. And
That's what they do.
head in the interview, the head mod points that out and claims that mod has only been around for a couple weeks. But I don't know if they are just ignorant of the fact that this other account that was also a mod, it was also part of that network.
Dude, I don't believe a thing this person says.
Yeah.
I just don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want. Prove it. What are you talking about? Show me the logs.
He specifically refers to the moderators at Fauxmoi as, quote, a network of sock puppet accounts.
Why do I say that?
Which is bananas because I actually spoke with the main Fauxmoi moderator on the phone.
You spoke with one person?
And hold on, I believe that's incorrect too. The network of sock puppet account comment was about the Snark. Yeah. That's not about... They're conflating these two things
Because they just watched clips on Snark. They didn't actually watch me talking about it.
I think that's probably
I think
true.
you're being too graceful because let's remember, these are journalists.
I think you have a perfectly valid reason to criticize them for this. They fucked this story up, unquestionably. They are conflating 2 separate things, the Snark and the Fauxmoi, and they're attributing statements that you made about the Snark to being attacks on this other subreddit. We did talk about both of them as part of the same larger conversation, but I mean, I think that's probably a fair speculation.
It's pretty clear that the mods that I'm targeting are all Snark mods. And I mean, I gave specific examples. If you would have fucking just watched it,
if they had watched it, it would have been very clear that you were talking about.
And that what they did was fucked up, and they're not being sued for being meanie heads.
Nobody is being sued for being a meanie head. They are being sued for defamation.
Very tangible.
Yeah, very clear-cut case of it, from what I understand too. So,
You know, who should endure that? Are they suggesting that I should be okay with a fucking subreddit group, a network of subreddit groups that are posting knowingly and maliciously posting lies about me to paint me as a racist? Should I not care about that? What is your point exactly here, ladies? Proud ladies. Stand back and stand by, proud ladies.
No!
Fuck them. This is all they're going to show. I don't care anymore. I'm baiting them. They're so pathetic. They're so predictable. These people are unreal. Proud ladies. Can my proud ladies say, wayo?
I don't want to.
I heard they were just pardoned. Congrats, ladies. I heard you were just pardoned.
Over the weekend for an interview for my newsletter Embedded, and this moderator is a college student from Canada.
Literally not a sock puppet. And I have to say, Kate, I am
How the fuck did you confirm that this person doesn't have other sock puppet accounts? The whole point is that it's clandestine. Do they know what every single person in their network, what account they have and what is theirs? They should be able to tell you that information. The fact that you just took their word for it when it's frankly so fucking obvious when you look at these subreddits is just, once again, pathetic fucking journalism. Holy shit. This is just partisan bullshit. How do I turn this fucking thing on?
It's on the left.
There, I got it. Go ahead, Dan.
Go ahead, me?
I thought you were going to say something, but I come.
Well, what I was actually going to say something. Again,
everybody's coming.
All of that is kind of moot anyways, because, again, the network of sock puppets controlling the subreddit was in reference to the Snark subreddit, not Fauxmoi.
I have not even looked through the Fauxmoi mod list. I don't really.
That's what I'm saying. in my opinion, the real issue here is that they have taken two separate stories and put them together into one and are just kind of conflating all of the details.
Yeah, but imagine like the disinformation they're doing. So they're being like, not only are they talking about the wrong subreddit, they're taking my accusations and misrepresenting them. So like, once again, there's so many layers of fucking bullshit, lies, misrepresentations. Like nobody in that world will ever see where I'm coming from because there's just so many layers of bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you expect better for journalists. You do.
Well, in this case, I mean, I'm not saying that you should sue these journalists or anything.
I'm not suing these journalists.
Yeah,
I'm just calling them dumb.
But in this case, I mean, Slate is a real publication, and they do have an editorial standard. And I think you should demand a retraction or at least a correction. There's a lot in here that is just completely wrong.
Kate Lindsay and Candace Lim are openly lying about me on an official journalistic podcast for Slate, proudly produced by Alexandra Botti, Daisy Rosaria, Candace Lynn, and Kate Lindsay. Guys, this is Slate's podcast coming to you right now.
Struck because I have admired this mod's work for years, daily.
I admired this mod's work for years. What is that? How do you admire a mod's work? What does that even mean?
That is weird.
How do you admire a mod's work? How is that possible?
Too Reddit brain for me.
It seems like it's not real. Like, what does that even mean?
They talk about at the top of the piece. They talk a little bit about Fauxmoi and its origin. I guess I didn't realize that they. So Olivia explained the other day. There's a Instagram account that's very popular, Dumois.
Oh, it's Doom. Okay, I didn't realize they were different.
They are different, and there's no association between the two. The subreddit was originally just R Dumois. It had no association with the person that runs that Instagram account. They actually went to Reddit and complained that they were basically using their copyright.
Yeah.
So that's why it's now Fauxmoi. They had to change it.
Okay,
over.
that's actually good to know because they seem not insane there. They actually just stick to like the pop culture gossip. Which is insane in its own right.
Wait, so there is a Dumois subreddit? I actually don't know.
No, I'm talking about the Instagram account.
Right.
Oh, the Instagram account. Well, kind of. I mean, the whole premise of that account is they just post unsubstantiated
They just gossip
rumors.
about like A-list celebrities.
Right, but
Which is what
it's not really gossip. It's like people send them an email and like, I heard that so-and-so is dating so-and-so.
You know what, Dan? They just admit I'm an A-lister.
I heard you were not even a C- tier.
Imagine posting about me so much on Fauxmoi and me not being A-list. It just doesn't add up.
Okay, well, I mean, that's
Thank
an
you so
interesting point, I suppose.
Ipso facto, Dan. Vis-a-vis.
You kind of own them with facts and logic.
Some big words.
Base?
Frogan, back me up, girl.
Base?
That's another proud girl.
Base?
Oh, boy.
Stand back and stand by, my girlies.
Oh boy!
Like that, I'm
oh
scared.
boy! Oh, people are saying they admire our mods. That's true. I should not have sullied the name of our mods by proxy. Yeah.
Our mods are much more. Our mods are not like employees. They're not
Right.
fucking. They're not even like volunteer Reddit fucking mod losers. Like these people are serious people with serious and do serious work.
I mean,
I think to hold them in the same breath.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine if people want to be a mod on Reddit and do it on a volunteer basis or whatever. But I don't admire.
I think it's
any
all
of
my
those
studies.
people.
I'm not getting enough sleep. It's like, base, maybe, stop fucking being on Reddit.
Oh god.
Mental illness. And these women are like, they're like trying to normalize and promote like almost like mentally ill behavior. Like this girl, she's in college and she doesn't get enough sleep. She's complaining about that, and she's spending like all of her fucking free time on Reddit moderating.
You talking
for
about
free.
the Fauxmoi moderator?
Yeah, like that's not like celebrated behavior. That's like pathological.
Yeah, they should probably just focus on their studies, but I don't know anything about this person. Maybe,
I know everything about them, Dan.
Maybe they're able to juggle it normally, and it's only
I
recently.
don't know. They
that
sounded
it's
pretty
become-
whiny. I don't get enough sleep. I spend too much time moderating Dumois. Fauxmoi.
Yeah, I mean, it is a voluntary thing, so you could just stop doing that if it's eating into
No,
your
Dan, you don't
personal
understand.
life.
It's important that I make sure this fucking subreddit committed to gossiping and harassing celebrities is maintained.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like?
Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, who is this going to be? Who is this going to be? And when what greets me on the phone, this is like a late night conversation on Friday, is literally a college student, and a very stressed college student. One of the first things they said was that they had about...
Hey, I got a solution.
Log off?
Stop doing 40 hours a week of fucking voluntary work. Harassing people.
5 hours sleep in the past 2 days. And they gave me kind of a good statement from Fauxmoi's perspective on what happened that I'll read. They said, most of us mods...
It'd be nice if you asked me for a statement you could read. You hacks. You fucking hacks.
At least the ones who have been active throughout this saga knew and still know very little about Ethan or what he does. We had no intention of addressing any of the brigading and harassment. He's one of hundreds of public figures that get posted to the sub every week. And to be frank, a YouTube influencer is not really on our radar.
Yeah, so why the fuck do you have... So then why is like your top post of all time about me? That one with 20,000 likes? Like, what do you mean?
Well, and I feel like the argument kind of falls apart when you point out that these threads about you were being posted there. Anybody that went against...
They were being pinned, I'm pretty sure. I even went there and I saw that they're all pinned.
Right, and then anybody that went there to sort of counter that narrative or defend you in any way...
immediately banned.
Was immediately banned, and now they've actually just instituted a policy of blanket banning anybody who participates in our subreddit from their subreddit, which, frankly, fine, but they don't do that for the Snarkers.
Can we present
It seems
that?
very obvious that...
Can we present that? Because that puts it in context. Like, oh, these people are fucking, like, pretty pathetic. But no, they're heroic. And Ethan's a psycho. Like, how is this the story that I'm the bad guy? Unreal.
I know. After his post comparing this subreddit to neo-Nazis, the users of the sub, of their own accord...
Oh, there was.
proceeded
Go to the comments. Do your job. Go to the thread I was talking about and read the comments, you fucking hack. Oh my God.
Where they were doing like the Zio.
It was
thing?
like, yeah, they were. I read some. It was like, yeah, straight up like Zog, Zio, Nazi shit.
Can we make sure that was on Fauxmoi? Let me go back and look at...
Well, they are the ones that mentioned it.
Right, but I just,
In the meantime,
a barrage of posts regarding his history of racism, anti-Semitism, sexualization of young girls.
Accusing me of anti-Semitism is nauseating. Like, that, even include that, it just makes me want to fucking puke. It's so pathetically insane.
Which, again, contrary to what some are saying, is not out of the ordinary for us to approve. Klein has repeatedly questioned why he's being posted on the sub as he is a, quote, YouTuber, seemingly unaware that posts about YouTubers and influencers have been shared on the sub since its inception.
Oh, this is such a pathetic, stupid fucking statement. It's not that I'm being posted. It's that I'm getting posted like I've 20 times. And like the top post of all time, you guys, it's and your association with other fucking... These people are so pathetic. It was the... Okay. It's not the top post, but it had 20,000 likes. I guess. I mean, it's a very
does that
popular
hurt your
subject.
ego a little bit?
Say what?
You thought you were the top post of all time.
I thought it was A-list. Turns out I'm barely C.
C minus at best.
Okay. All right. I take it all back. They're not harassing me.
I'm trying to go back in time and find your Instagram post.
Dumois herself is an influencer. Moreover, pro-Palestine/anti-Zionist content, no matter how obscure, is also often submitted to the sub. He is not special in that regard.
Jesus. I mean, even from this statement, I can kind of hear like the toll this whole situation with the subreddit has caused.
Oh, I feel so bad for her.
Okay, that's a little much.
Close your eyes and walk away from a computer. There, you're fixed. This is my job. This is my life. You're in college. Just fucking mute your computer and walk into the other room. Presto. Fucking, you know what I mean? Magically, you're fixed. Your life is better. Why would we feel bad for her? Go! Yeah, exactly. You're in college. Go to a party. Have a beer. Go fuck a strange dude. Get an STD. I don't know. What do people do in college?
It's probably some of those.
Get HPV.
Smoke crack.
Smoke crack. That's what you
That
do.
was before college.
That was pre-college?
Whoa.
Yeah.
All
was high
right, too
school?
old for crack.
I did. I know. I did it before going to college.
Wow.
It was right before. It was like the summer before.
Crack is
well,
for babies.
the summer after high school, that's the time to try crack. To be fair, if you're gonna try crack,
I'm proud to announce that I was mature enough by then not to want to smoke crack.
yeah, right, exactly. That's the time to experiment.
Their response can be like Ethan Klein, who was
Endorses
famously a crack smoker,
Famous crackhead, A-list crackhead,
told us
Ethan
to
Klein.
stand back and stand by.
And he's endorsing
You know what?
crack to high schoolers.
You know what, proud ladies? Stand back and stand by with my crack pipe because we hitting that shit tonight, girl.
I'm not sure I really follow.
I'm piling it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
You gonna smoke crack with us, girl, Frogan?
Base?
Yeah, she's in.
Freebasing.
Freebase.
Ethan Klein told us to
Freebase.
smoke crack and storm the Capitol. Yeah, exactly. Freebase?
We love you.
This moderator
Very
you talk
special.
to, I mean, the reason why I empathize with them is because
You're also a pathetic loser.
Let's take it down.
I also had no friends in college. I also never dated.
They are
Also, no one wants to talk to me or like me. Also,
I'm sure they're very-
I spend all my time on Reddit when I should be doing other things.
I'm sure they're very charismatic, and
I'm a hack.
I'm sure they would have loved to have been out doing something on a Friday night instead of having a phone call with the moderator from Reddit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys.
That probably wasn't her first choice.
Here, let me show her. Let me show her how she could instantly fix her life. Ready? Watch.
Closing your eyes.
That's it. She's fixed. It's gone. Watch this. Watch this. Let me show you how to instantly fix your life.
It's kind of boomer coded. I'm sure they just do it on their phone, not on a laptop. That's very millennial.
Nah, you can't be a head mod without
do it on
doing
your
that on
phone.
a desktop. Come on, she got 3 monitors. Mod mailing.
Tales from the Reddit.
reminder, most moderators of subreddits, they do it unpaid.
Right.
Like moderators, they volunteer to do this probably for fun, just to like bridge community. And now they have to deal with like whatever this is.
I know, that's all I could think about is that this is a
Yeah, you should probably try moderating your subreddit so it's not harassing and fucking people, and then you won't have to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's pretty simple stuff. Also, you're like a public figure at this point. You're like, I'm the head mod. It's like you're putting yourself out there in the limelight. Like, I'm the head. I don't even know who the fuck you are. I know your Reddit name and you're crying. How is that? Who gives a fuck? I don't even know who the fuck you are. I have your Reddit name and you're crying about being harassed? What the fuck? That's why they have this girl has sock puppets and watch this. This girl has sock puppets while telling them, we don't have sock puppets. For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
All right.
college student who is, going to classes all day and then having to come home and deal with like
She's in
legal threats
college.
from
She's going to class all day.
No.
a YouTuber.
That's tough.
And they're getting nothing from it except
What exactly do you mean she has to deal with me? What does she have to deal with? What does she have to deal with?
I mean, they literally post you.
I don't know. Yeah,
It's
I
kinda
don't
weird.
have an
They-
answer.
They post you, right? So-
This is part of this whole story, this whole narrative that like online leftists, and I don't know if they're part of that world, but something tells me they are, because it's like this concerted effort to fucking change the narrative into something. I'm the bad guy when I'm clearly not the bad guy in this story. It's insane. Yeah, what's the worst gonna happen? You're gonna lose some karma?
No.
Downvoted.
Let's not diminish.
Ooh, downvote. I'm going to downvote all your comments.
That can be very upsetting.
I only got 5 hours of sleep. I heard they were going to downvote all my comments.
Losing karma can be very upsetting. Just saying.
harassment online. Like I know they did manage to get in contact with Reddit about what's happening and they are now in communication, but apparently that's been a really slow process.
Yeah, like Reddit should be stepping in to mediate this or maybe
That I agree with.
That we agree with. Yeah, absolutely.
Where the fuck is Reddit and all this? Coward losers. Oh my God, I despise them.
provide legal support. But I think
Oh shit, no, they want to provide legal support to their mods for harassing public figures. That's fucking rich. How are these people so insane?
this is an instance of like a very early internet concept, moderating a forum, quickly growing into something we never could have anticipated.
Especially in the current political environment, these self-policed online communities are even more important to free speech.
Oh, okay.
After the break.
That was it.
Listen, I'm not. Here are the. Let's see. Kate Lindsay. Let's see, who's this? This is one of the authors.
I don't think you should be addressing the authors. I think you need to speak with Slate.
Well, I think
They're
it's
editors.
both.
No, I think you need to go to their bosses. To
I'm
their editors.
going to go to both.
Okay. I mean,
going to
I don't
both.
think you'll get very far going to them, but I think if you,
I think they're. I
if
think
you reach
these-
out to Slate and show how this is,
I'm
not
going to do
correct.
that. Maybe. I don't know. At this point, who gives a fuck? The way that I defend myself is in the public sphere. Me getting Slate to write a correction changed nothing for me. Nothing. What hurts me is when people like this go on their podcast and negligently or just incompetently or just straight up lie about me, and then it gets proliferated across this network of fucking subreddits and becomes gospel. Like their fucking editor, it's too late to step in and do anything valid. And now, like, this person is a fucking villain in my life right now. This person is responsible for. She's one of the bad guys. She's part of the harassment campaign. Let's see what she has to say.
Right now, $16 trillion is being passed down to the next generation. This is all part of the biggest wealth transfer in history as millennials and Gen Z grow up and inherit money from their parents and
I
their
don't know if
grandparents.
this music is
Meanwhile,
copyright free.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's text. I mean, you know, we that's the thing. We both agree probably. Oh, this is exciting, guys. Look, this just in time for her new host. Slate's podcast adds Kate Lindsay as a new co-host. You guys are crushing it.
Oh, new edition.
Candace Lynn. Who's that? This is Candace Lim, Slate Magazine. Yeah, I mean, these are serious, allegedly serious journalists. Oh, I hate that you have to log into LinkedIn. That's so weird. Yeah, Slate. Formerly NPR. Dude, that's crazy. She's formerly NPR, which is like one of the most respected, probably one of the most respected news organizations.
They're fairly well respected in the U.S. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, they're a
Commi-
big organization, though. I have to imagine this is like they're like culture reporters, you know.
I know, but still, they work for a fucking like super reputable.
Right, which
Still
is
represent the paper.
right.
Yeah. Ultimately, I have nothing but disdain for these women because they are participating in. It's just, dude, I so pathetic. What more? I have nothing more to say about them. What is this?
Pretty certain.
You want me? What do you want? You want me to look through this? What is this?
So this was pointed out as this may have been what led to the legal threats to Fauxmoi accusation.
Oh well, yeah. So they were. This was a response to them saying
About
my threats to their subreddit, which is already.
I think it is still confused because I think that what they were, I'll have to find that thread. I seem to recall that they were doing the same thing. They were taking what you were saying about the Snark to mean that they were coming after them. But
Shouldn't they at least wait to read the complaint? Like maybe there's something interesting in there.
I think, yeah, because the title addressing against this subreddit.
Right.
And then your message.
That's already.
I think I mean, it's too late now, but you probably should have just waited until the complaint was out. I know you can't really talk about it yet, but it will become so much more clear what's actually going on here once the actual complaint is
Well,
published.
either way, I don't fucking care. I don't. These people, they're not even citing what I did. These journalists, and this is how they always do it. They just say, "This is what happened," and now everyone accepts it as truth. Whatever. She's in college. She only got 5 hours of sleep.